You're disappointed in the offense. I'm disappointed in the offense. The Houston Texans are disappointed in the offense. Where has it gone? When will it come back? And how can the Texans go out there and actually impress when CJ Stroud and company are on the field? We're talking all about it this morning here. Welcome to the channel. I'm Cody Stoots. Let's talk some Texans, presented by my friends at Sleeper and Hog Media. And of course, it is Caffeine with Cody, the cherry limeade rise, the caffeine du jour. So let's talk about this Texans offense here. It's not been good. It's not been good, and it's not been good for a variety of reasons. They can't consistently run the football. They can't protect the quarterback. The quarterback is gun shy and not getting rid of the ball when he needs to get rid of the ball. The wide receivers aren't getting open. The offensive coordinator's not doing a good job getting wide receivers open. The offensive coordinator's not doing a good job putting the quarterback in a position to succeed. The offensive coordinator's not doing a good job calling plays that put the offensive line in a position to succeed. There's lots of things to be annoyed about with this Houston Texans offense. And then there's some things that I feel like it's silly to be worried about. But ultimately, the biggest thing for me is what the Texans did in the preseason, what the Texans did in training camp, what they did in those joint practices in the games. It hasn't been prevalent and present as much in the first two games. And there needs to be an explanation for that. And it could be as simple as, hey, by the time they got to the games, they didn't trust this or that. It could be as simple as, well, Christian Kirk was the key to this thing, which if Christian Kirk's the key to your offense, that's a whole nother conversation that you need to have a whole nother time. But the Texans haven't been able to replicate what they did in the preseason, where at times, including against their very own defense, it looked good. They haven't been able to carry that over. And that's probably one of the biggest red flags from the early couple of games is that you spent all this time working on this and then you do that. You spend all this time preparing for A and then you do B. And it can't just be, hey, Christian Kirk wasn't there, so we can't do what we did in the preseason. So they're going to stop doing some of the motion stuff. They're going to stop having short routes. And they're going to stop having quick answers for CJ Stroud. They can't just be as simple as, well, Christian Kirk's not there, so we can't run the offense. If that's the case, then they hired the wrong guy, and the situation is all snafu. Okay. It's all just destroyed beyond all recognition. If you have to have, at this point, a wide receiver who's injury prone on his third team to run your offense, you've built a bad offense. You've built an offense that's not going to succeed and you're going to fail miserably. But I don't believe that to be the case. But I also feel like after week one, there was a at least reasonable thought in the back of our minds is like, well, what if the Rams are just really, really good? You could have dismissed some of it. Hey, first game for Nick Caley, first game for CJ Stroud in this offense, first game for this offensive line, Stroud with this offensive line, so on and so forth. You could have explained it away after the first one. Like, the Rams are really damn good. Okay. Their success at the end of the regular season last year, how much they got after the quarterback in the playoffs last year, and then they were tough on the Texans. You can explain that one away. Like, you know what? There's that. You can explain that away. But after you see it in Tampa, and it's a lot of the same things, and it looks stagnant, uninventive, unimpressive. Like, okay, you can't just say, well, Tampa's really good too. Like, that's not good enough. That's not good enough because even against some good defenses here and there, the Texans could still hobble together a little bit more than a couple of touchdown drives. Now, again, there's layers to it because nobody was pissed off at Nick Caley when they marched down the field, put 7 points on the board to start the game. Of course, that included a couple of passes to the running backs and taking a chance down the sideline and giving Nico Collins an opportunity and making a throw that only a handful of quarterbacks can make in this league. And nobody was really bitching that much about Nick Caley when they marched down the field on the next drive and got a field goal. Felt like actually most of the upset nature of that drive was pointing at Titus Howard got a holding penalty. CJ Stroud missed Justin Watson. But then, some of the Nick Caley stuff sets in. Todd Bowles, excellent defensive mind. He adjusts, doesn't look like Nick Caley adjusts. Nick Caley continues to put the non-rookies on the field. They don't impress. He stops throwing the ball to the running backs after it worked early on. And then those things kind of build on each other. And then they cobble together a couple of scores because the defense and the special teams put them in good positions. And then you get to the 1 yard line and you run a shotgun run sideways. You let Vita Vea eat things up. You run a double move when your offense. You run a double move for your wide receiver when your offense can't protect the quarterback and he's not hitting his spots. And then you run a rollout play with one answer to the question and the quarterback blows the throw. And it's like, well, okay, this offense kind of stinks. Now, how do you get it back? Where are they? And I don't know that I love the messaging from CJ Stroud, and Nick Caley will talk later today. And he's got hopefully an ability to instill some confidence that they're going to head in the right way. But I didn't love some of the things CJ Stroud said about the situation they're in. Most notably, he said, hey, we're close on offense.
They were really close. We're like 1 or 2 plays away from, winning tight games against good teams. And it's only 2 weeks in, so, we're still building, still growing, still, getting used to playing one another. So, but yeah, we're very close.
We're very close. I don't know. It's not like if he hits 1 or 2 more throws, they blow out both of these teams. They blow out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. If he hits 1 or 2 more throws, they're a few more points ahead of Tampa Bay, and the Buccaneers are still very much in that game. The Buccaneers still very much have a chance to come back, and the Buccaneers still have very much a chance to win. I would say the same thing with LA. Yeah, they hit 1 or 2 more plays. The Rams still have a chance to win that game. Like, close on offense feels like you're close to just being able to move the football and score consistently. Close for these guys feels like, yeah, we're a couple of points away from transforming a disappointing offensive performance into enough. And I understand the thought process at times, and I've even had it, was if the offense is just enough this year, they should be okay. It wasn't enough last year. They came up short. If it was enough this year, it'd be okay. Well, you're going to need more than enough on occasion. And it wasn't a couple of throws away from being enough against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield. It wasn't close to being enough. It was close to being the bare minimum, but it wasn't close to being enough. Enough is, hey, if we got to go get points, we can go get points. We feel strongly about our ability to go get points. I don't feel strongly about their ability to go get points. I don't believe any of you in the chat feel strongly about their ability to go get points right now. So I don't know that they're close. I don't know. I don't like that. And it doesn't feel like they're close. They're close to being acceptable, more acceptable than they've been, but I don't know if they're close to running some fun, easy to watch offense. Another thing Stroud said, he was asked about Jake Andrews, Christian Kirk, and Braxton Berrios being back. Listen to what he had to say.
Yeah, definitely. Some of the guys that I practice with a lot in camp definitely will help, in these upcoming games and getting that rapport down with them.
So the guys I practiced with a lot in camp. Okay, you didn't really want to see Justin Watson out there, and maybe the rookies didn't get as many snaps with CJ Stroud as I don't know. That's an excuse, though. I mean, is that is that really that much of a factor in this offense? Like, I didn't really throw to Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel that much, Justin Watson that much. Okay, if they get open, throw them the ball. If they're open, hit them. And that's what I would say. Like, I don't care how much you practiced with them. If the guys get open, throw them the football. And there was a couple times where they did get open. Now, the Texans seemingly are afraid to put Jalen Noel on the field. And despite the fact that he looks good with the ball in his hands on special teams, they couldn't figure out a way to just get the ball in his hands on offense. I mean, did he have a really nice, easy play in the preseason where it was 3rd and long and they threw him a screen and then he barreled through a bunch of people and got a first down? Did he do one of that? Did he do that in the preseason? Oh, yeah, he did. It's like that's a Nick Caley thing. Get Jalen Noel on the field. And CJ's like, well, I didn't practice that much with these guys. Okay. You think Baker Mayfield practiced a lot with Graham Barton, his center at left tackle, a backup left guard, a backup center, and a backup right tackle? I'm like, yeah, I get that Igbuka was a big piece of what they did. Igbuka's a rookie. He's got 3 touchdowns. He's constantly getting open. Baker's finding him. He's like, well, I'm going to use a couple of reps in the preseason as a reason to why CJ Stroud can't get the ball to Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel. Now, there might have been something a little bit more. CJ was asked about Jalen Noel. He kind of hinted at some things there that aren't working out for the rookies right now. Listen to it. See if you can read between the lines and catch CJ talking about it.
I thought he's done a good job, especially, this past game with special teams and not always getting the ball and the offensive side. He's done a good job of having a good attitude and, getting the plays that, that he gets and doing as best he can. And, him and Hig, they're still learning, still got some things that we're figuring out together just as a whole. So I think, definitely right then again, see Kirk will help those guys, as he's in the room and, on game day they can see him and how he works and the type of route distribution he has. And not to say they're not doing their job, but just, like that veteran feeling that he'll bring to the room. But Jay is doing a great job and Higgins as well. So they're still growing and learning and they'll be great players.
Still growing, still learning, still figuring out. Okay, well, are the rookies not ready? That's what it kind of sounded like there from CJ Stroud. It kind of sounded like the rookies aren't ready, and that's why Nick Caley's not putting them on the field as much at wide receiver. Okay, I could buy that excuse. Not quite ready. And if the rookies aren't quite ready, maybe that limits the motion, that limits some of the pre-snap stuff that you can do. Maybe they're not as adept at seeing things happen post-snap and adjusting or changing. I could buy that a little bit, but what does the rookie's readiness have to do with CJ Stroud not being able to hit Nico Collins? What does the rookie's readiness have to do with Nico Collins not running intermediate routes and running a bunch of deep stuff? What does the rookie's readiness have to do with, again, Nick Caley calling a lot of plays that are long developing plays and not the short stuff? Well, if they're not as ready for the entire offense, maybe having them run short, quick routes would be an easy way to get them acclimated and give CJ Stroud an answer to some of the questions. I just don't love it. I just don't love the tone, the vibe of the offense right now. And hey, we may look back in a few weeks and say, actually, Tampa pretty good on defense. They were ready for them. And the Texans may get some things going. But, there's been a lot of discussion about, hey, well, the motions are down. And some of the pre-snap this and put it. Nick Caley has to figure out how to support the pieces of this offense that aren't good. The offensive line is not good. He's got to figure out a way to support that. That's quick routes. Let's get the ball out of CJ Stroud's hands. In addition to that, CJ Stroud's got to figure out how to support the pieces of this team on offense that are not good. If Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins aren't ready, then make it easy for them. Make it easy mode for them. Go out there and make it easy for them to operate. Dummy it down for them. Have them operate with algebra and everybody else operate with calculus because physically they are gifted. Physically, they are skilled. We saw the ball in Jalen Noel's hands, how good it can look. Get the ball in his hands in an easy way. Throw him a screen. Throw him a quick slant. He doesn't have to run some giant adjust to the defense and this. Run him over the middle. Well, now you don't have to worry about that because Kirk's going to be back. And he was the player that had the best rapport with CJ in training camp. So that's going to help a lot. But they got to get rid of the ball fast. This offensive line can't protect, even against the Jaguars. They're going to have time protecting for long stretches. So you got to get rid of the ball fast. You've got to be able to throw the damn football, or they're going to box things up for Nick Chubb, and he's not going to be able to run the football. Chubb had a 25-yard run. He had the big touchdown run. had an 8-yard run. Everything else went for a yard, basically. So you got to figure out a way to throw the football so they don't load the box on you and not only show you a bunch of pressure and blitz you, but also you got to be able to give this rushing attack an opportunity to help out your passing attack, to wear down the opposing defense and make it easier. You know how much easier it was for Baker Mayfield to drive down the field on that final drive when the Texans defense is huffing and puffing because they've been on the field for damn near 3/4 of the game? It's a lot easier. So you got to be able to run the football. You got to be able to settle some things down. You got to be able to gimmick some cheap yards. 2nd and 6 is so much easier than 2nd and 8 and 2nd and 10 and 2nd and 12. Like there's so many, and I understand when they say we're close. Like there's a couple of small things here and there, and the scoreboard probably flips, and a couple of plays flip, and like if you don't have a blitz off the edge, maybe you hit a big play. Like if that blitz gets picked up off the edge, maybe there's a big play to be hit. Or if they hold up just a little bit longer, there's a big play. That's fine. I understand that. I get saying that you're close in that element, but you've got to be able to operate in every level of the field, not just, we'd had a little bit more protection. Well, don't run a long developing play. Get rid of the football. And once they start to creep close and they get ready for that short stuff, hit them with a big one. Hit them with a big one. So I've been pretty disappointed with the offense up to this point. I'm a Nick Caley guy. That was my top choice. I was stumping for him before Bobby Slowick got fired. Before Bobby Slowick was packing up his office, I was hoping they'd hire Nick Caley. And it's been stagnant. It's been uninventive. It's not been the stuff we were promised. And it's not been the stuff that we saw either. That's probably one of the most disappointing parts. One thing to go out there and just get beat. It's another thing to go out there and be holding yourself back and not unlock what you can do as an offense. And I don't know that an extra motion here or pre-snap this there is like the difference. Get rid of the football. Get it out of CJ Stroud's hands. And you know what? If you run those plays and there are those guys and CJ Stroud's not seeing them, like I watched Sam Warren's video breakdown. Sam does great work over at the Chronicle. He's got a YouTube channel where he does a video breakdown, and he broke down some of CJ stuff. Like there was a play that Sam broke down. CJ staring down Woody Marks as Woody Marks falls down, and Sam's like, "If you look over here, Nico's open, the window's open, and CJ hadn't moved off his guy." Okay, well that's a CJ problem. There was an answer. CJ didn't see the answer. That's a CJ problem. But too many times there's not answers for CJ to go out there and answer the question that the defense is asking. And that's unacceptable. You can't have that. Let's get to your questions, comments, joys, and concerns here in just a moment, right after I tell you about my friends at Sleeper. Sponsor for football season this year. Sleeper and Hog Media doing a great job bringing you the best way, the easiest way to play daily fantasy. You're putting together a couple of predictions. And if you get all those predictions correctly, you're multiplying your money and you're getting free money when you use my deposit code Stoots, STOOTS. The link's in the description down below, STOOTS. You're going to get up to $100 in deposit match. Deposit 50, get 50. Deposit 100, get 100. Deposit 99, get 99. It's pretty simple, right? You put those predictions together, and it is so easy and fun to play daily fantasy with Sleeper, and we'll show you just how easy and fun it is right here on the very screen. The Sleeper app, and they always got these fun ones in here, like more than half a passing yard for Tua Tagovailoa. We're going to do that. And then we're going over this Houston and Jacksonville game. We're going to make this entry really nice and simple. We're going to go find Christian Kirk to score a touchdown, and we're going to put that with Tua Tagovailoa, and $5, if we get this, is going to turn into $30. If Tua throws for more than half a passing yard, which you can never count out the Bills' defense, and if Christian Kirk gets in the end zone, boom, it's that simple. We're going to turn 5 into 30. It's pretty great, right? We'll put some more of these together before the game gets going here this weekend, but that's a nice little simple one. You just need Christian Kirk to get in the end zone and Tua to just do one good thing. Although we've seen some offenses not have an easy time doing one good thing. I'll tell you what is a good thing is Sleeper. Use that code Stoots, STOOTS, get that deposit match, and you can hit that link in the description down below for it. Terms and conditions do apply. Check out Sleeper's terms and conditions. Operational in over 25 states. STOOTS is that code for you. Your questions, your comments, your joys, and your concerns. Super chats jump to the front of the line. Members jump to the front of the line as well. It's HDAV Traveler. Good morning to you, my friend. Appreciate you for jumping in for Caffeine with Cody. Thank you. AJ Birmingham makes a great point. Forget the damn system. Let the playmakers make plays. Yes, I was, as I said on the Texans Collective the other day with Sean Pendergast, Reggie Atadula, and Landry Locker, which you can hit that link in the description down below. That show is every Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time. I said I was promised a highlighting of the strengths of the players by the offensive coordinator, and I have not received that promise. And I've got my receipt if I need to return it. Okay, I've got my receipt. If I need to return the offensive coordinator to the offensive coordinator store, I'll do it. But I was promised a accentuating of the strengths. Well, CJ Stroud's decision-making is supposed to be a strength. Hasn't been yet. CJ Stroud's accuracy is supposed to be a strength. Hasn't been yet. But Nico Collins is one of the best intermediate route runners in all of football, and they're not running him on intermediate routes. They're not running him over the middle and giving CJ as many clear, easy answers as possible. Woody Marks catch the ball out of the backfield. They haven't used him a ton. Okay, Jalen Knoll, dynamic with the football in his hands. Haven't put the football in his hands. I was promised an accentuation of the strengths of the team, and yet it still looks square peggy round holy. AJ, thank you for bringing that up. Appreciate you for being a member for 6 months. Appreciate you for saying hi at Monday Night Football, too. Ray's got a super chat. What's your updated guess after 2 games for wins, losses this season, playoffs, worst season in their last few years? Well, nothing. I mean, it's not going to be David Culley, Lovie Smith bad, or Bill O'Brien getting fired bad. It's not going to be that bad. I still believe they're going to make the playoffs. This defense is still very good. It may not be regularly elite, but they're still very good on defense. And I don't believe the offense is going to be this barren wasteland of suck like we've seen for most of the first 2 games. I don't believe that what we have seen is the true offense. Now, I don't believe they're going to be, some 350 yard to passing per game offense, but there's definitely some games on the schedule that if I was looking at it, I'd probably flip them and I'd probably say, well, probably won't pick them to win this one or that one. I would have told you, I thought they were going to win both those games to start the year, but I still believe they can beat the Jaguars, the Titans. Ravens game will be tough. They can beat the Seahawks. The 49ers, who knows what team's going to come down here in October. The Broncos, the Broncos are disappointing this season too. They're not nearly as good as many people thought they were going to be. Again, that's the Jags and the Texans. Like Bills coming to town Thursday Night Football. DeMeco Ryans put Josh Allen in a blender last year. They can beat them. They can beat the Colts. This Chiefs team, they can beat the Chiefs. They can beat the Cardinals. They can beat the Raiders. They can beat this Chargers team. Pretty good Chargers team, though. And they beat the Colts. Like, I'm not sitting here after 2 games saying, well, they can't beat anybody else. Like, they absolutely have a chance. Now, they can't beat the Ravens. I'm not picking them to beat the Ravens. But nobody was picking them to beat the Ravens. So, the Ravens just feel like a bad match. But, Ray, that's a good question. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Cade Campisi. Super chat. Chef Cody, what do you think of the Miko answer your question about dates if blitzes? Also, I'm not jumping off the ship yet 100% close to the life rafts, though. So Cade's asking about, asked DeMeco Ryans about, I'll just let you hear it here. This is what Cade was asking about, and he wants my reaction to DeMeco's answer, which I thought made a lot of sense.
Expect teams to continue to approach your offense the same way with the amount of pressure that Tampa sent, the constant blitzing. Do you expect teams to just continue to do that until there's a proof that you guys can handle it a little bit better?
I would assume that guys will continue to copycat and do different pressures. And I would say this, the pressure thing, it's all 11, right? It's not. I mean, we had a miscue here or there, whether it's the back or it's getting the ball out quicker to our hot answer. So it's all 11 guys when it comes to the pressure. It's not just no. It's easy for everybody who just watches it and say, oh, it's the O line. Well, it's all 11 guys working together, operating how we have to operate with a sense of urgency. Of course, that's what everybody does in the league. They see something that was successful, you'll see it again. So you just go back, you correct it. Right, we correct it on the sideline. You correct it again to make sure, hey, we're going to see this again in some form or fashion. Maybe a different look, maybe a different way they bring pressure, but we're going to continue to see those things, yeah, of course, until we show that we have answers for it. So we're ready for that. We know we're going to see it. We're ready to roll.
The Jaguars should be sending lots of blitzes, and so should the Titans, and so should the Ravens. You should send them till the Texans stop them. You should continue to pressure the Texans and send bodies until they show you they can pick it up, or CJ's getting rid of the football and making them pay. That's one of the biggest things about elite quarterback play is they make you pay on the blitzes. And CJ did not make them pay on the blitzes for a variety of reasons. One, him. He didn't get rid of the ball fast enough. D'Amico Ryan said as much. We saw as much. Two, they didn't protect well from the 5 big guys up front to the extra pieces. They didn't get open fast enough on some of those things. And the offensive coordinator didn't always have answers to the issues that the defense presented. It is very much 11 guys. Now, if I was going to say, hey, you need to just have some flat out one-on-one wins, yeah, the offensive line needs to win some more one-on-ones. Okay, Laken Tomlinson can't go out there and be falling on his face on a key third down and knocking you out of field goal range. I mean, that can't happen. But you also can't have your third down running back and Daria Gumbawale constantly pick incorrectly in the way that he goes about blocking. And when he does pick right, get bowled over by a 5'9" safety who's flying off the edge. That can't happen. So, yeah, I liked his answer and I understood his answer. And if I was like prioritizing where I'd blame the protection, I'd blame the offense, the scheme as a whole, because they're not supporting the offensive linemen. Then I'll blame the offensive linemen because they lose too many one-on-ones and they don't move the pile as much. And then I would blame CJ Stroud, and then I'd blame the wide receivers. So I don't believe the offense has operated like they have a poor offensive line. And that's one of the biggest gripes with Bobby Slowick last year was they didn't operate like they had an offensive line that couldn't block. And I've seen too much of that through the first 2 games. They haven't operated. Why did I say that funny? They haven't operated like they've got an offensive line that has issues. They haven't done that well enough. That's my big thing on that. Kate, appreciate the super chat. All right, I got some comments to catch up on here. Let's see what we could do here. Good to see you, Megalbins. All right. Touch of Trent, appreciate you. Doyle, appreciate you. Brian, Noah, J-Rock, Von Clutch. Ed Ingram didn't look bad. Maybe Ed Ingram actually pretty good. MK Adams, afternoon Stoots. I watched SNL earlier. Came away feeling way worse about Stroud. It's not been great. Don't quit. I wouldn't quit on him. I wouldn't give it up, but he needs to be better. Von Clutch, you want me to try the 7-Up? I didn't like the 7-Up Tropical when I tried it. But, that's what you're having for your caffeine. 7-Up doesn't have caffeine in it, though. Does it? Original Ghost from Chewy. Harada Bros. Glad you brought the stash back. Yeah, it came in nicely. I went clean shaven and it just didn't jive with me. 32nd ranked offense for scoring. We're going to the Super Bowl. I mean, it can only go up from here, right? Jacory, I've watched the first 2 games multiple times. There's a lot of guys not making plays, doing their jobs consistently. What does offense look like if that actually happens? Well, there's going to be days where guys don't make the play. Guys do the wrong thing. Guys run the wrong route. Guys don't get open fast enough. CJ doesn't see the guy. Can they convert half of those into positive plays? How good are they? Yeah, I mean, you could do that. I just don't know if they're capable of converting half the guys in there positive plays. I'm in on the Texans moving Andrews or Patterson to left guard. Tomlinson's getting blown up. That's the weak. To me, left guard's the weakest spot of their offensive line right now. The absolute weakest spot on the offensive line. Vanny. Sup, Cody? Could you do a deep dive? All the decent alignment scenarios passed on in past drafts. Maybe we could work something like that up. Jesse F. I think some more runs mixed into the middle stack of defense with a mix of long developing play should turn things around. Yeah, I see you working, Jesse. That's funny. All right, let me try to get current here. Who's always very negative. Cody, we lost first 2 games. Bobby Sloak's first game offensive coordinator. Okay, they figure it out. Guys, chill. Yeah, but it's supposed to look different, feel different. It's not different. So you explain that one for me. Hey, Super Chats jump to the front of the line. Like DeRhino, less Dare, more Woody. Yeah. It's pretty simple for me. Less Dare, more Woody. It's a pretty simple way to put it, DeRhino. I want Woody Marks on this football team. And I want Woody Marks on this football team to play. Not to be a slightly used player. I want him to be a heavily used. I want him out there a bunch. I want him right behind Nick Chubb. I want him out there pass blocking. Did you see him throw his body around on that pass blocking rep? He was outside, dove across, got the guy, blocked him. CJ's able to make a play. Dari's out here guessing wrong, getting blown up. Can't have it. Thank you, DeRhino, for the super chat. They are quite predictable. McDapple, Texans equal, we are not good enough. We're the best team of a trash division. The jury is out on that this year. Not looking good. McDapple's quitting. Don't quit, McDapple. You can live next door to a hot chick, then technically you're close, but if you don't shoot your shot, you ain't scoring. Yeah, no. Jesse's not wrong. AJ says if acceptable is what they're striving for on offense, the ceiling will be the divisional round win again. Yeah, you win the wild card and lose in the divisional round. Yeah. That's definitely where they're going to go if they don't get things better. Is this guy quiet quitting on us? Is that a CJ question or is that a me question, James? I don't know. Hopefully it's not a me question. I'm not quitting on any of you. You folks are a lot of fun here on Caffeine with Cody. Jesse Evans, a guy that roots for Dari to make the team each year for all things that are holy, quit putting him out there and let's on special teams. Yeah, I'm with you. Geo Central, New England guys and their systems. Yeah, not great. Stevan, I know you didn't intend for it to be this way, but this reads like a Iron Sheik tweet. You guys ever remember when Iron Sheik, he passed away a little while ago, RIP Iron Sheik, but the Iron Sheik would, I don't want to do the voice, but he would he did it in all caps, but Nick Carley doesn't want them Jaden Huggins and our Jalen Knoll. This feels very Iron Sheik, but for some reason, there's not a trust factor there from, it seems, the offense coordinator as well as the quarterback. So they've got to do a good job of instilling that trust. Miko always says, we aren't waiting on the rookies. The best man will play. Maybe I'm blind, but Woody's better than Dari. Higgins is better than Watson. Knowles better than Watson. Corey, you're not wrong. No quick wide receiver screen. Damn it, Bobby. Well, okay, to be fair, HDAV Traveler, Bobby was running screens to Robert Woods. Old Bobby Tree's out there, not quite the same as Jalen Knoll, who caught a screen in the preseason, bowled through 5 guys, and turned a 3rd and long into a first down. A little bit different, but I understand. We ripped Bobby for sideways passes, but we also ripped Bobby for sideways passes when they were predictable and going to Robert Woods. So it's a fair criticism of, hey, I thought you didn't like sideways passes. I don't, but, they can work. See it, rip it. That's CJ's not doing that right now. Brett V wants more passes to the running backs. You and me both. You and me both. Bring back Food Review Fridays. I plan to review the new Bluebell pecan pie ice cream. And I might review it live if we do Caffeine with Cody Friday morning. I might review it live. Also have a couple of chips to review. You know what? Do the people in the chat, you want a live food review? Do the people in the chat want a live food review? And I'm going to have to get current to see what the people say here. But do the people in the chat want a live food review of two different specialty HEB chips? Jesse F. with the super chat, he jumps to the front of the line. If you're going to use draft capital on Higgins, Nolan, Marks when you had glaring needs at O-line, then you need to at least play them. I certainly understand that. I certainly understand wanting to see the rookies on the field. I certainly get that. And you're right, Jesse. You use that draft capital on those players, you don't put them on the field, it seems silly. It seems silly. I'd say the same with Jalen Smith. Now, Jalen Smith. I'd say the same with Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith didn't practice yesterday, so may not see him. Thank you, Jesse. David in the super chat. The Texans started 0-2 in CJ's rookie season. They also played the Jaguars in week 3 that year. We ended up figuring things out against the Jags. That's what you just said. Let's hope history repeats itself. Go Texans. Yeah, if they go out there, put 37 points on the Jags and win, it's not going to make me feel all the way better. I'm not going to ignore some of the things we saw the first 2 weeks, but it's going to make me feel better. It's going to definitely make me feel better. Jesse, David, appreciate you guys for the super chats. All right, the people want the food reviews. All right, let me go get the chips. I'll be right back. Thursday. Also, I couldn't figure out why my kitchen smelled bad and I forgot to run the dishwasher. All right. Add you, 890. Why don't they put Brooks in the block, not Dare? Brooks, Woody Marks, Nick Chubb, either one. Okay, got 2 chips for you. Live food review right here on the channel. And we'll still work on getting the Bluebell ice cream for the Friday food review. HEB limited edition pepper, jelly, and cream cheese thin potato chips. HEB limited edition post oak smoked Gouda wavy potato chips. As always, when there's a seasoning to the chips, upside down, shake it up. Let's see what we got here. Do the Gouda first. Okay, definitely get the smoked Gouda right away. Right out of the bag here. The big chip. Not any sort of flavoring or anything on it. Like, it doesn't look like there's any sort of like a seasoning on it. There's like maybe a couple of pieces that look like it's kind of baked in there. Okay. Give me another one here. The smoked Gouda is very light. It comes in late in the chip flavor. Your initial flavor is just a wavy potato chip, but the smoked Gouda comes in light. It's not a bad chip, but it's not like I thought smoked Gouda was going to hit me in the face. Now, I thought I was going to get a lot of that. You do not get a lot out of the flavor, but it's a good chip. It certainly would pair well with like a ranch dip or a sour cream dip. But is it better than just a wavy chip? If you're a big Gouda fan, get this. If you're a big Gouda fan, you're going to like it. If you like smoked things, you're going to like it. But it's not an overwhelming flavor. It's not very. Can you feel it through your nose? No, it's not. It does not punch you in the mouth. So it's a very solid chip. I would go scales 1 to 11. 11 is the best thing you've ever eaten. 1 is never again. I'd probably go with like a 7-9. Like, is it like, do I need to go out of my way to have this? Do I want to eat, the bag of chips? Can I eat 30, 40 of these chips and still feel good about it? I don't think that's the case here. I think I'd get tired of the flavor kind of hitting late. So I'll go 7-9. 7-9. We got another one here though. I'm excited about this one because I love a little pepper jelly and cream cheese. So give it that shake. What kind of sandwich would you make for those? It'd be a nice little like I got a turkey sandwich, I got a ham sandwich. The Gouda chips could jazz them up a little bit. It's a good question, Esco. Good question. All right, here we go. Pepper jelly cream cheese. I don't think I like the smell. Hold on. I'm eating chips at 10 a.m. in the morning for you guys. This is great. Okay. The initial flavor or the initial smell was not what I expected. It very much is that pepper jelly smell when it gets over something creamy. So like if you've had like just like the block of cream cheese with the stuff on, like it smells like that. It smells like that. Okay. It took me a minute to get used to it, but you can smell the lightness of the peppers. Okay. Well, a little bit of seasoning here on this one. Not like oh, hold on now. Hold on now. All right, you definitely get there you go. There you go. You get the pepper jelly. Some of these have a little bit more seasoning. You can see like the darkness. Some of them have a little bit more seasoning on them. I like this one. Again, can I eat like 20, 30 of them? Would they be good with a sandwich? I like this one. If you like this, like pepper jelly over some cream cheese, you're going to like these chips. You're going to like these chips. These are not going to be for everybody. This is very much in like the unique one-off category. You'll probably buy it once, enjoy it. You probably won't ever buy it again. But it would be nice to have out at a party as like an option. Like you get your regular chips. Maybe you got like some Fritos, Doritos. You got these, a little party extra. I like these a lot. The spice hangs around and builds too. So if you like a little bit of heat, that's going to hang around. That's a good chip. They did a really good job with this flavor. And I don't know that I'd buy it a ton, but it's a nice one-off. It's a nice, I tried this. So I like this. I like this. 1 to 11. 11 is the best thing you've ever had. 1, you never want to try it again. The Gouda was a 7.9. This one might be like again, I just didn't expect that flavor to be so prevalent. It's a nice one-off flavor. Let's go 9.1. Let's go 9.1. So there you go. A couple of chip reviews for you. Texans fan 1990. Who cares about the chips? I want to hear about the Texans, not no bleeping chips. All right. Hit the rewind button. Start from the beginning. When you catch up to the chips, you skip ahead and you just miss the chips. In fact, Texans fan 1990. It's very rude. Cursing is not going to get you anywhere. Cursing is not going to get you anywhere. Savon says, if the Texans lose, the Jaguars go 0-3, ain't no coming back from it. I hope my Texans win on Sunday. Yeah, 0-3 is bad. 0-3 is going to be really bad. 0-3 would be very hard to come back from. And you would not have a lot of confidence inspired in this team if they were 0-3. That would not be good. Stefan is right about that. Houston Texans for life. Cody, how's your Thursday going, man? I mean, talking Texans eating chips. What could be better? What could be better? Stevan Stroud fast pressure and took sacks. Concerns about his decision-making, critical situation. Yeah, I mean, it's all building on itself. That's the biggest thing about this offense is if they just couldn't pass block when the 5 offensive linemen were pass blocking, like last year, when they just couldn't pick up basic stunts. Like, if it was just that, you could gimmick around it, you could move around it. If it was just, hey, CJ's missing some throws, you could work around it. But it all builds on itself. They can't pass block with just the 5 offensive linemen. They're not pass blocking when they help the offensive linemen. They're not calling the offense to help the offensive linemen. When they do have options, CJ's not seeing them. When he does see them, he's not hitting the throws as much as you need him to hit. They're not running the football well. The wide receivers aren't getting open fast enough. They maybe don't trust these guys as much to do some of the things pre-snap and with the scheme and with the offense to maximize. So it all just builds on itself and makes it difficult to get anything done. So that's probably one of the biggest elements is like so much of this all happening at once, it just really shoots themselves in the foot and keeps them from consistently doing anything. Because if it was just one problem, you could work around it, but not working around one problem has led to other problems. Some of it's scheme, some of it's player performance, and some of it's a combination of both of those. Jesse F says, pepper jelly cream cheese sounds like a blocking scheme that the Texans use. That's funny. A says, give the offensive linemen chips as rewards and maybe they'll play better. Yeah, incentivizing big guys with food has worked for years. Little Jesus, Cody, let's say we go 8-9 or worse. Who's getting fired or is even a hot seat? Also, do we extend Stroud at that point? I would assume that 8 wins or 9 wins would probably not be enough to extend CJ Stroud. I would also say that that's probably not 8 or 9 is probably not a whole bunch of people are getting fired. They could probably change some offensive piece of the offensive staff and maybe a couple of guys on the defensive staff, but I don't believe 8 wins or 9 wins would get D'Amico Ryans fired, and I don't believe D'Amico Ryans getting fired at all. I don't believe 8 or 9 wins would have them move on from Nick Caley, and I don't believe 8 or 9 wins would have them move on from Nick Caserio. Now you get to 4 or 5 wins, something's got to change. Probably Nick Caserio. Good defense, the bad offense, hard to watch. It's not great. It's not been great for 2 weeks. Kevin, Cody, are you worried at all about CJ or is this growing pains? I'm a little worried about CJ. How could you not be? The last time he put the cape on and he was Superman and he was awesome, the last time he did that was the Colts game last year. They lose Stephon Diggs in the middle. He's running around like a maniac trying to save his own life because they can't block anybody. And that was the last time I felt like, man, that's only a game that a handful of guys could have won. And that's a long time. I mean, you can make a solid argument that 10 to 15 different quarterbacks could have had better performances in Stroud's games since then, and the Texans would have played better. So yeah, I'm a little worried. I'm not in give up territory. I'm definitely not in pay him territory. Like, you were hoping coming in this year, CJ was in pay him no matter what territory. Definitely not the case for me right now. 21 Savage. I'm here exclusively for chips. Well, we do a lot of chip reviews on this channel. Grand illusion. CJ's inaccurate. I wish he would do like Lamar and run backwards earlier to have more time looking for plays. I'm done with the running backwards. Step up and get sacked. I don't want him to run backwards anymore. I'm tired of these sacks being 8 to 13-yard losses. Jaden Higgins had a 28-yard reception on his only target, but the Texans failed to score on the drive. Yeah, I mean, Higgins has made 2 explosive plays in 2 games. You hear about Stephon Diggs' new baby. Congrats to Stephon Diggs and Mrs. Stephon Diggs. Oh, Eddie, I missed this one. I'm sorry. I didn't see that. 147 viewers and 30 likes. Like the stream. Cody number 1. It's a little thumbs up button. Maybe you don't like the stream. Maybe you're like that one guy that hates the chip reviews and you want to hit the thumb down button. Don't do that. But I can't make you like or dislike the stream. I hope you do like it. If you don't like it, suggest improvements. Besides stop eating chips, fat boy, which I thought that was very mean when Texans fan 1990 said that to me. Missing on 3 offensive linemen high in the draft is showing. Yeah, you think? Imagine if they had, I don't know, Tyler Linderbaum, Roger Rosengarten, and a different center. Well, I guess they wouldn't have drafted Scruggs if they had Linderbaum. So imagine if they had like Tyler Linderbaum, like Dominic Pooney, and Roger Rosengarten. I mean, you have 3 super young building pieces to this offensive line. That'd be a guard, a center, and a right tackle. Yeah, the misses have hurt, and they didn't really backfill it with a lot of money. And I know, Landry and I had this discussion. We had this discussion on SNL the other day. It's like, well, the offensive line was expensive last year. Money doesn't guarantee they're good. Yeah, but money guarantees hope. If you had a guy in here who previously had been good at offensive line and had like a bad game, I'd have hope he'd bounce back. Like Laken Tomlinson, who's gotten worse for 3 consecutive years, like he has a bad game. I'm like, well, that's what he is. So at least money investment gives you a little bit of hope. Damon Wilson's wants the entire offensive staff fired. Wideouts can't get open in some instances, a reflection of the scheme or the coach. Combination of both. Maybe there's some talent there too. Thanks, fan 1990. When you Woody Marks in there, keep more Dare on special teams, get rid of him. Yeah, I'm with you. The Rhino. A lot of the stuff is mental, of course. So with the Jags being nowhere near the caliber of the first 2 teams, hopefully they can see the offense executed correctly and build on it. That is an element too. Like if it just like I think about offense in the NFL like math. Okay. And not like the math problems that I was good at, where like Susie has 48 watermelons and Billy takes 16 watermelons and Jimmy has 18 lemons. Like not that type of math, but like great offenses are calculus operated by geniuses. That's how I liken a great offense. It's high-level mathematics operated by high-level minds. It's high-level offense operated by high-level players. That's what great offenses are. And when it's bad, you can make a small mistake in showing your work here and you don't get the right answer. And sometimes you don't know the formula. Sometimes you misapply the formula. Sometimes you know the formula, you do the formula, and you write down 4 when you meant to write down 5, and it blows the whole equation up. But once you get it, when you get to a portion of math where you start to understand the formulas, how to apply them, when to use them, and you double check your work, you start to roll. When you're feeling it on a math test back in school, you rolled through the math test. It's like that's building some confidence, having some success would go a long way for this offense. Like it would go a long way. DeRino's right. If they put together a good performance against the Jaguars, that should carry over to a good performance against the Tennessee Titans, which should carry over to give yourself a fighting chance against the Baltimore Ravens. I would also say the inverse occurs when you do bad, sometimes you build bad on bad. Esco says, getting kind of tired of investing in players that could possibly be something on the offensive line instead of us investing in good O linemen. Yeah, I would have loved a little bit more expensive left or right guard, but they went bargain shopping. It didn't work out. Do you think Stroud's comment about getting used to the media and fan pressure is him feeling that the spotlight is turning on him and no longer on the offensive line coaching, etc.? He's going to say it doesn't matter to him, and I mostly believe him. Like, he's going to say it doesn't matter, but I mostly believe him. And does that bother him to the point where it affects his play would be the question. Like, if he hears it, if he is annoyed by it, does it bother him to the point where it's like it hurts him on the field? Like, I wouldn't say it's there. I wouldn't say it's there. J-Rock asked, Cody, do you have any sleeper picks for tonight's game? Glad you asked, J-Rock. Sleeper, of course, sponsor all the football season. Use that code Stoots, STOOTS, to get that deposit match up to $100. I'm going to use the Tua more than half a passing yard, but I do like offense tonight. I know the Dolphins have been pretty disappointing. Obviously, the Bills are really good. I mean, you could put together like an Achane, Allen, Cook rushing yard combo or rushing touchdown combo. More on those rushing touchdowns for those three players. That'd be a pretty fun one. Actually, I have a fun little announcement here for you. I'm doing and I'll put the link on the community page here, but I'm doing a watch along with my friends at Washed Up Sports. So I'm going to be at Dave & Buster's in the Marquee today for Thursday Night Football. So if you want to come out, you want to drop the kids off to let them play games, and you sit in the bar and hang out and listen to me pontificate about football with my buddy Tyler from the Washed Up Sports Network, be my guest. Dave & Buster's in the Marquee for Thursday Night Football. Dave & Buster's got great food, and they got cold beer. And they got games for the kids to go play on the other side. You can come out, watch some football, hang out with us at Dave & Buster's, and the kiddos can go play some games. But doing a live watch along, I'll put the link in the community post. If you just want to throw it on with Thursday Night Football, I mean, I'm more in tune with it than Al Michaels is. He's lost his fastball a couple years ago. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun, just a little watch along right here on YouTube, be on the Washed Up Sports Network channel. So I'll put that out there. AJ's not giving up on CJ. CJ still has it in him. He didn't lose his talent or forget how to play football. So he's figured it out. And again, I think some success would build pretty quickly for this team. I do feel like success would build quickly. Little Jesus, you still selling that Houston football merch? Now, that's a great question, Little Jesus, because I need the people's help. I need the people's help here. You guys want hats? Like that's hats are easy because I don't have to worry too much about sizing when it comes to hats. I can just go ahead and get the hats and then I can just ship them to you. You want hats? I've got I've never had a white hat before. Hold on. You want the white hats? Now, this one's a flexi. This one's the trucker. I like these truckers. And I got the blue trucker still. Hats are, that's kind of what I've done more. I could maybe sneak in some other stuff, but hats is what I kind of look for. So let me know if you want hats. If you're watching this now, you can just throw in the comment section. I'll mark them and write it down. And then how much would you pay for the hats? Like, I'm not trying to get rich selling you guys hats, but I'm also not trying to, give away a bunch of them for free or at a loss. So I got to sell them. How much would you pay for them? And which colors do you want? And I kind of want to put the new logo that has a little bit of the H-Town blue in there, but see here, it's a perfect example. This has got the little blue in here. This is the old logo, so it doesn't have the blue in there. So I'd love to put that in there if my hat guy thinks it would be good. I totally forgot I have 2 bags of open chips over here. But little Jesus, yeah, we're gonna sell some Houston football stuff. Maybe some big, Some big cups or something? Let me know. It's up to you guys. I mean, I'll get some stuff and if people want it, they want it. And if they don't, we'll see. Kevin says, great content between Cody and Landry. Best digital content in the game. Like it and subscribe, peeps. Yeah, we got the SNL show each and every weekday at 4 o'clock, unless the Texans run late. And then we do it at like 5:30 or 6. And then we got the Texans Collective on Mondays with myself, Landry, Sean Pendergast, and Reggie. I'm going to be playing the young wide receivers. Nick Cade's going to have to answer that today. Jesse F says, your math logic made me think that it's like spelling boobs on the calculator. You spell it, you turn it upside down. Jesse, you're on it today. Cade says, watching the replay of the game, I saw plenty of checkdowns to open receivers. Feel like CJ can identify where pressure is coming from. He'll know to check down better and can counter blitzes better. Yeah, they got to get rid of the rock faster, and they got to give him answers, and he's got to see it and he's got to throw it. He had Schultz on one play, he had Nico over the middle on one play, and that's just a couple of them. Paul Young says, afternoon from Sheffield in the UK. Paul, good to see you. Good to see you. Paul, do you wish we drafted a tight end with all the tight end injuries? AJ says hats for sure with an H-Town blue hat. Okay. Paul, send me an email. I can work on trying to get you one. Send me an email. Jason likes hats. Chosen likes hats. Ray. Okay, so we want some H-Town blue. I got what I do with the blue one? It's this one, but with the blue. Yeah. Chosen said he'd pay $45. I'm gonna charge you 45. I gotta charge you 45. Chosen. You might be able to get 2 for 45. Maybe I'll run a special and you can get 2 for 45. So, all right. This is the sleeper pick. Use the code Stoots, STOOTS. We'll put some more together over the weekend before the Sunday game. So be on the lookout for that. All right. Stoots gets you that deposit match. Terms and conditions do apply. Live watch along a Thursday Night Football tonight. So we'd love to see you in the comment section over there of the Washed Up Sports Network guys. Again, I'll put the post in the community post so you'll be able to find it tonight and hang out in there. We'll be talking in the chat. And if you want to come out to Dave and Buster's this evening in the marquee and hang out and talk some football, be my guest. They got TVs, they got cold beer, they got wings, they got food, they got games for the kids. So come hang out, come say hello. Hey, maybe you want to spend a quarter there or a half there. Come say hello. So, work on hats for you. We'll work on maybe some other fun stuff. Houston football-esque. We'll work on some SNL stuff for you. What am I missing? Where's the house? What I got left on the housekeeping here? I'm going to put my email address. My email address is in the description. But if you'd like a hat, specifically hat, like, hey, I want a red trucker, or hey, I want a white flex fit, or I want a red flex. Like, if you have a certain hat that you would like, or a certain style of hat you would like, send me an email with, hey, something like this. We'll put the Houston football logo on it, see if I can get enough for everybody that everybody likes. And then, Paul, that's my email. I need you to send me an email because the international stuff gets a little interesting. But certainly want to take care of you. You're a very loyal viewer. All right. Appreciate everybody for the super chats. Appreciate everybody for the likes, the subscribes, the memberships. Your members are great. I got some members only content coming for you. I may be able to, I'm going to try to go back and grab some of the food reviews and throw them up so you can go catch just the food review at any time you want. Be a little perk, a little bonus for the members only folks. Obviously, you get early access to some of the recorded content as well. Some members only polls coming your way. So, and maybe a little discount code if we do have some merch. So certainly appreciate everybody. Fun little start to this morning. Caffeine with Cody. Let's finish up the Rise Cherry Limeade. Hope everybody has a great day. Nick Cady's got a lot of answer for. Hopefully he's got a lot of answers to the questions. We'll find out today, SNL at 4 p.m. Don't miss out on that. We end the live stream the same way each and every time. This is my hope for you. This is my charge for you as well. I want you to eat good. I want you to sleep good. I want you to be good. We'll talk Texans again soon. Thanks for watching, everybody.